FM News Talk 97.1. On demand audio. You're listening to Allman in the Morning. Common Sense Radio.
Yeah. You see that creepy old man, Joe Biden, molesting that biker woman? Oh, my goodness. Those two guys around her sitting there looked like they wanted to beat him to a pulp, didn't they?
Yeah.
As he dragged her, he pulled her onto a chair, pulled her down, and then put his hands on her shoulders. How many women actually, and you're a female, do you like having like two hands on your shoulders? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you know how it is.
Yeah, no, that's a little creepy.
It's like when guys, like, you know, with their girl, they have their hand around their necks, you know, their fingers, their arm around their necks, you know. It's like, really? Do women really like that, dude? Dave MacArthur, what's up, buddy?
Hey, Jamie. Hey, just coming out of the break there, you're talking about that police officer. I don't know if you know, but one of our local Gold Star mothers told me the story about, it's good to know our president cares so much about our troops, you know, because he sent her not just one rubber stamp letter, but he sent her three. She said, what an insult to my son's death. They couldn't even keep track of how many letters they sent me a condolence. But
wow.
Anyway, that's not why I called. What I called for was the fact that you were talking earlier about coming in the convention, how the Democrats were all on the backs of our military. Little did they remember to mention the fact that they're about to oversee the largest forced layoff in the history of this country by forcing 40,000 Marines and 80 to 120,000 soldiers out on the street without a job.
Yeah.
With this $500 billion cut.
Right. Right. And Dave, that's why it's so infuriating. And thanks for calling, buddy. Why it's so infuriating. It's Dave MacArthur. Buy a bun from that guy this morning, will you please? That's why it's so infuriating to have the Democrats beat their chest about how they're the ones who are looking out for the police officers or the firefighters or the public employees or the this or the that. And, you know, we need more teachers. We need more of this. But let's go ahead and fire thousands, tens of thousands of soldiers. Presumably, I guess, because we don't need them anymore or what have you. But it's okay to go ahead and get rid of them because they're not part of your constituency, I guess, President Obama. But far be it from you to even go near teachers or people like that. But still, Dave's right. Which is why also it's so insulting that Mitt Romney even has to explain, you know, this criticism he's getting from the Democrats, who, by the way, spent the past 8 years undermining American soldiers, undermining war efforts, actually saying things that, in my opinion, resulted in the deaths of American soldiers. When Harry Reid said the war is lost, how many terrorists were emboldened by that statement? And they have some nerve wondering why Mitt Romney didn't mention troops in his speech at the Republican convention. Yeah, like you guys are the big supporters of the military, huh? Anyway, for what it's worth, Romney did wind up explaining it. Here you go.
You talk about the things that you think are important, and I described in my speech my commitment to a strong military, unlike the president's decision to cut our military. And I didn't use the word troops. I used the word military. I think they refer to the same thing.
Yeah, right. And the Democrats, what you guys are upset about not mentioning troops in the like you guys are the big Yahoo military supporters, huh? President Obama, this is weird. Drudge did this. I thought this was kind of unfair. And since Drudge is following me on Twitter now, maybe I'll point it out to him. But you know, in defense of Obama, when he had this, Obama said this, by the way, about "You love me even more."
Obama,
I love you back, but let me tell you the fourth thing: you'll love me even more.
Yeah, you're gonna love me even more. Well, the headline was "You're gonna love me even more," and then there's a picture of a woman with a sticker that says "God loves you." And the insinuation was somehow, there goes Obama again, you know, God loves you, and, well, you're going to love me even more than God. And that wasn't the case at all. That wasn't the context at all. So sometimes conservatives can be a little bit crazy in how they report things. Dianne Feinstein, she won't debate her opponent, Elizabeth Emken, She was interviewed about it by a guy, and she walked off. This is, you talk about entrenched politicians. Here's Elizabeth Emkin first and Dianne Feinstein second.
You know, I'll give you a quote from the LA Times. The LA Times said, nothing says entrenched incumbent like a 42-year politician who won't debate their challenger.
I got to ask you about Elizabeth Emkin. She wants to debate you. The LA Times came out and said, you ought to debate her.
I'm running my own campaign. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah, so she winds up walking.
What a horrible woman she is.
Walking out of the interview. She's been in the Senate for like 50 years or something like that. Back when she was even a boy, she was been in the Senate that long. She was a boy when she was first elected. But anyway, so she's been in a song. This is an entrenched politician right here, and she won't debate. Claire McCaskill, she has not yet accepted our invitation to debate Todd Akin yet. These folks are just trying to simply avoid it. So we'll see how this whole thing works out. You see, the Republicans now have a new little ad out about it's breaking up with Barack Obama. It's pretty good.
Listen, this just isn't working. It's been 4 years. You've changed. Your spending is out of control. You're constantly on the golf course, and you're always out with Hollywood celebrities.
Yeah, so it's breakupwithBarackObama.com is the new. It's pretty clever actually. Did you see the 60 Minutes deal with this guy, Mark Owen, the SEAL? He wrote that book about the killing of Osama Bin Laden. And he talked about how simple it was to kill these guys. I mean, obviously the operation was a hard operation, but they talked about how dumb Osama's son, Khalid, was. Here you go.
It's quiet. It's pitch black in the house. No lights, all night vision. Get to the second floor. Intel had said, we think that Khalid, his son, lives on the second floor.
This is Osama bin Laden's son.
Yeah. The guy in front of me, who's point man, he sees the head pop out and disappear really quick around the corner. It's like, okay, who is it? What do you think? I don't know. He literally whispers, not amped up, not yelling, not anything. He whispers, hey, Khalid. Whispers Khalid's name. Doesn't know if it's Khalid or not. Khalid literally looks back around the edge of the hall, and he shoots him. What was Khalid thinking at that time? Look around the corner. Curiosity killed the cat. I guess Khalid too.
Oh, yeah.
That is funny. So the guys go up there like, Khalid. And Khalid's like, yes? It's like unbelievable. And check this out. Well, like son, like father. The same thing happened. That's how Osama got killed, too.
Somebody disappeared back into the room.
The point man had seen someone stick his head out a door and shot him just the way he'd shot Khalid.
Yep.
Yeah. These guys are both Osama and his son Khalid are like going, I wonder who's here. Popping your heads out the windows, out of doorways with these SEAL guys with their infrared, laser guns. They're popping out to say, what's all the commotion out here? That's funny. Khalid. In the meantime, this is a great part of the story. Mark Owen is these guys, it's so endearing what these guys go through, and then, they really, with little fanfare, tell you the truth. Here's a story about, after all was said and done, what Mark Owens did at the end.
When you landed back in the United States, what did you think of all the media coverage?
It was all surreal because, this had all been so hush-hush leading up to it. We went and did it. Now it was the biggest news story ever. We got on a bus. They drove us back to work. I didn't even go in. They told us we had a couple days off, and I grabbed my keys, went and got in my truck, and I put it in the book. But, I hit Taco Bell on the way home, hit the drive-thru, a couple tacos, and, ate it in my car right there, and then drove home.
You were part of the team that killed Osama bin Laden, and the first thing you do when you get back to the United States is go to Taco Bell.
Yeah, 2 tacos and a bean burrito. It's routine.
That's amazing, And these American heroes just hop back in their truck and go home. Hit the drive-thru. Amazing. Oh, I guess, is he going to be fired too? 969-9797, 866-455-9797.